And welcome back to the card mat. Blind spot. It does use a deck stack even, and it's a stack called a Greys stack, which is basically variable. Yes, it's just a method of stacking it. It's not a stack like this is not the Greys stack. This is just one of a multitude of different possibilities for it. I won't give you no more about that. If you want to hang around and listen to a bit of chat about it, I'll do that at the end. I'll just get into the performance. Right, so you do have your cards set in a stack, and for this effect, this is the stack. Yeah, looks completely and utterly random, probably because generally it is completely random. I'll give you a little look at a chart on it. I'll hold it up sideways so I can get as much on the screen as I possibly can. So you can screenshot that if you wanted to. Get that there. Go on, screenshot. Yeah. That's the order you want them in. Start with the King of Clubs and working down the columns, finishing off with the Five of Spades as your bottom card. So you got your deck set up in that order. You also need a thing called a cheat card, which you want to try, if you can, to write on something about the size of a card, because you want it to be easily hidden in a pocket and discreetly removed from your pocket as you turn your back on your spectators. So you're sitting there looking at your little cheat card. And on your little cheat card, again, I will get this close up because there's no way talking you through all of this, you would have all of that. You don't need the little bitty bit at the bottom where it's just saying 1, 2, 3 and 4. I'll tell you about that. You can easily remember. So hopefully you screenshotted that. You'll notice that on every line there is a circled card. That indicates which hand is going to be the winning hand. Right? Whether it be the first, second, third or fourth player. Right? The other 3 cards plus that card, I mean that tells you it's going to be the winning hand and that's going to be the card that they've got. The other 3 cards are the cards corresponding to the second, third and fourth players. Okay? Right. Now, the little key at the bottom, the 1, 2, 3 and 4, very easy little key to remember. If their hand is rubbish, they haven't got a single card which matches, they get a 1, because they're all singles, so they get a 1. If they've got a pair, you give it a 2, because it's a pair. If they've got 3 of a kind, you'll give it 3, because there's 3 of them. And if they've got 4 of a kind, or 2 pair, you will give them 4. Well, 4 of a kind is 2 pair of the same, but 2 pair nonetheless. You'd give them a 4. So easy to remember. Single, pair, 3 of a kind, 4 of a kind, 2 pair. Whichever. Right? You just remember that. I'll get rid of that for a minute. Spectators are free to cut the packets as much as they like, because as you've seen on that piece of paper then, there are 52 different permutations written down on it. There's 52 different ways the cards can get dealt. You deal the pack. You stick one of them cards to the bottom, then you deal the pack. You put 2 cards to the bottom, you deal the pack. You keep going, there's 52, and then you'd end up eventually with the top card back on the top and all the cards back in order, because you've done it 52 times, right? That's 52 permutations, 52 different outcomes to this effect, depending on where they've cut the cards. 4 stud poker hands get dealt, 1 face down, 4 face up. I believe it is a very old, well, an oldish way of playing studs, because not many people seem to know about it. Right, your back is turned, you've seen none of this. All you ask them to do is let you know how good their hand is. First spectator will say rubbish. Second spectator will say 3 of a kind. Third spectator will say rubbish. Last spectator will say rubbish. Now this is a pretty obvious one as to who's going to win. The one with 3 of a kind. But nonetheless, you are going to guess with your back turned which one is going to be the winner. Yes, you will get every permutation you can get. You will get somewhere you've got 3 of a kind and then 2 pair. The 2 pair will win because they'll always seem to have the extra one there, right? To make it up to a full house, beating 3 of a kind, which was beating the 2 pair to start with, if you see what I mean. But anyway, you'll know that they're going to have the winning hand, but not by them saying that, by going by the numbers that you generate, because you need to generate, as you can see at the front, a 4-digit number. Rubbish hand, 1. 3 of a kind, 3. Rubbish hand, 1. Rubbish hand, 1. So you're thinking 1, 3, 1, 1. You'll look down on your cheat card till you find 1, 3, 1, 1. Right the way down there. And you'll see that you've got the Queen of Clubs, the King of Hearts in a circle on the second player. Surprise, surprise. The Jack of Spades to the third and the 2 of Clubs to the 4th one. So you'll know, player number 2, you're going to win. You're going to have, they've got the King of Hearts. You're going to have a full house. You're going to turn the King of Hearts. And they turn over the King of Hearts to end up with a full house, which makes it even better for you because you've given them a full house, even though they done the cutting and they done the dealing. A bit of a bonus. Then you can turn to spectator 1 and say you've got the Queen of Clubs, so you're going to have a pair. Spectator 3, you're going to have the Jack of Spades, so you're going to end up with a pair. And our last chappie is going to have the 2 of Clubs, which will again leave them with a pair. And that's basically how it's done. As I say, if you want to reset it, all you got to do is pick your cards up in reverse order. Oh no, not like that. You don't. He was there. Make sure you put the ones which were facing down back to the first position. Otherwise, everything will be knackered up. Then you just reverse count them back up into your hand, or reverse deal them back into your hand. Usually not in front of a spectator because they'll think that's a funny way of picking them up. Why don't you just scoop them all together? Yeah. And once you put them up, pick them all back up like that, that just goes back onto the top of the pack. And if you want to be really clever, you can go through and find your King of Clubs and 5 of Spades. King of Clubs, 5 of Spades. There they are. And cut it so King of Clubs is on the top, 5 of Spades is on the bottom, and you're right back to where you started. Right, now if you want to work a trick out like that for yourself, right, say you wanted to do one like that on a 3 dealer, a 5 people one, 5 people, yeah, on 5 people, wow, you deal out your 5 hands, go for your key cards, work out your point system, but you're going to have a 5-digit number then. You see what I mean? We'll go with 3, make it easier. You deal out the cards, you get your 3 key cards, jot them down, whatever it is. You best using that same method, single, pair, 3 and 4. But you're only going to 3 on this one, so if it's single card, pair, 3 of a kind. Yeah, you get your 3-digit number, corresponding to what cards are down there. You put your pack back together, put one of them to the bottom, deal it out again, get your figures, whatever the cards are, back together, card to the bottom, deal it out again, get your figures, your cards, put it back together, card to the bottom, do 52 times till you get right back to the start card. Because I don't know if you can notice on this, No, not on that one. On this one, you've got, it's not always going to happen, but you've got the Jack of Clubs, the Two of Clubs, the Queen of Diamonds, the Ace of Spades. Now, if you stuck the top card to the bottom, the Two of Clubs would become the top one. So there you've got the Two of Clubs, the Queen of Diamonds, the Ace of Spades and the Seven of Hearts. If the Two of Clubs went to the bottom, the Queen of Diamonds would be in the front. Would it? Yeah. So if you find the Queen of Diamonds, you've got the Queen of Diamonds with the Ace of Spades and then the Seven of Hearts after it. So they carry on running in the little runs all the way through, which is quite clever, quite complex. And anyway, I'm going to shut up and get off now. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you again soon.